Recognizing the need to provide high-quality professional learning for every educator, the National Staff Development Council proudly presents a powerful new definition of professional development.
I have a concern that too few students experience great teaching every day. I have a concern that too few teachers experience the quality of professional learning and teamwork that would enable them to be more effective each day.
We want to look at our data.
By focusing professional learning on what each teacher actually needs, based upon their own students and teaching, educators can fine-tune their practice, resulting in powerful learning every day for all students.
We know what needs to happen if we want to ensure that every student experiences great teaching every day. And we are pleased to be introducing a new definition of professional learning, one that will ensure that every educator experiences effective professional learning that supports student learning.
This new definition gives local educators specific guidelines and models that empower each school to provide powerful professional learning.
It describes what professional learning should look like, and then that gives the local level educator the opportunity then to sort of color in what works for them.
As advocated by NSDC, the new definition of professional development will clearly outline, first, what effective professional development consists of, and second, how this supports educators in a continuous cycle of improvement.
But what it really is, it's just good teaching. It's a part of what we know makes for great teaching. And what we're trying to do is make sure that what we know is essential to good teaching is embedded in the life of all teachers.
The new definition of professional development is broken into two parts. Part A defines professional development and how it is to be implemented at the school level. Part B defines the role of outside providers of professional development to schools and educators.
Under the new definition, learning occurs at the school site. So that's one key component.
According to the definition, professional development is defined as a comprehensive, sustained, and intensive approach to improving teachers' and principals' effectiveness in raising student achievement. The definition organizes professional learning according to the continuous cycle of improvement, which engages educators in analyzing data, defining learning goals, implementing strategies, providing coaching, and assessing the effectiveness of professional development efforts.
They move through this cycle continuously improving and facilitating their learning through their interactions and their collaborative learning.
Under the guidelines of the new definition, schools, districts, states, and individual educators will continue to receive professional development from outside sources and organizations, both for-profit and non-profit. Their role in providing this professional learning is clarified in the definition.
We still need their help. We recognize that they can strengthen what happens within the schools. They just need to align their message, their support to what's been identified either at the team level or at the school level for the benefit of the students within that school.
When applied in actual practice, this new professional development will replace the notion of an isolated teacher relying solely on what they know, with a learning community where members share collective responsibility for student performance.
The expertise is right there on the campuses. The people know what they need. The expertise is right there in the district. The district leadership knows what needs to be done. The time is there. It just needs to be reallocated.
The new definition supports and guides professional development practices, which have been proven through research to have the greatest impact on student achievement. As part of its efforts to advance this new definition of professional development, NSDC advocates for legislative amendments to Section 9101, subsection 34 of the Elementary and Secondary Education Act, as reauthorized by the No Child Left Behind Act of 2001. These amendments will clarify what practices qualify for federal and/or state and district funding, while stating that professional development needs to directly impact a teacher's immediate classroom practices.
When we have good policy that promotes and permits educators to put into practice what they know will help them serve their students at a higher level, then they're going to leverage that policy to counteract any barriers that they perceive that are inhibiting their ability to do what they know is right and best for students. And when you look at all the schools that are most successful in this country with all different student populations, there's consistency in terms of the characteristics of practices that you find in these great schools. One of them is always that they have great leaders, but the second one is that they have great professional learning and that there is a collaborative community built within that school where all teachers are learning, where they are all committed to the success of all the students within that school, and where learning is the fabric that defines that school.
It respects the teacher, it respects the educator as a whole to understand and know what works best for their particular situation, their particular students, their particular needs and desires for success at that campus level. So I think as policy goes, it's a win-win.
When we introduce this new definition, we can ensure that every teacher experiences great professional learning, that every principal experiences great professional learning as part of their work day, and that every student benefits from the expertise of every teacher in their school, not just their teacher, and every school in a system benefits from the expertise that resides within all the schools in the system, not just their school. That's what this particular definition of professional learning will promote.
To support NSDC's efforts to advance this new definition of professional development, and for further information, please contact the National Staff Development Council. Brought to you by the School Improvement Network.